So guys, hard work versus smart work when it comes to your outreach for your social media marketing agency, and why you actually need to switch over to doing smart outreach and working smart when it comes to your time, your outreach, landing meetings, and actually closing clients. First and foremost, guys, if you're new around here, please drop me a like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you turn on the notification bell, guys, so that you never miss an upload whenever I drop an upload on the channel. Now, in today's video, guys, you might be wondering, why does it look so different? Well, I'm testing out some new lighting, if you will. I'm testing out a new camera setting as well in terms of the ISO. I'm shooting at a lower ISO, so it should look overall slightly darker, but I'm going for that darker look. So let me guys know if you are enjoying this new look with the lighting in the background as well. That, by the way, is a Govee lamp. It's like a Govee studio lamp. It's got like so many freaking settings that you can actually create for it, but it's absolutely awesome. Anyway, guys, just want to let you guys know that I do have a Black Friday sale going on. The sale is going to be ending on the 1st of December 2021. So make sure that you jump into agency transformation, because you're gonna, and what I'm doing right now is I'm creating a Black Friday sale. Like I said, it's going to be $100 off of agency transformation. So agency transformation is gone from $497 USD, which already was 50% off to start with for the beta group, but I'm now dropping that to $397, so you can actually get in for $100 even cheaper than what it actually was, even though it's already been discounted. So definitely do not miss out on that. I don't want you guys to miss out on that. I posted this on my Instagram story not too long ago. It was like actually last night, the time of recording this on the 24th of November. Kind of weird to be recording on the 24th. I normally record on Tuesdays. But anyway, guys, enough is enough. Let's actually jump straight into this. So guys, let me talk to you guys, because I feel like I keep seeing this over and over and over again. A dude will jump into SMMA. They try to pick a niche. They just throw Facebook ads at the niche, and this is what they do. They watch YouTube videos. They then say, "Oh, I want to start a social media marketing agency." They then just go ahead and just offer Facebook ads straight away. They throw it at the niche, and then what they do is they try to reach out using very, very bland scripts manually. They're manually prospecting, manually lead sourcing, manually sending out these emails or cold outreach or whatever it is that they're particularly doing. All I notice is that with the beginnings, it's always cold methods. Always cold methods. So I want to break down. Yes, I've done this in a couple of other videos, but I want to really make this and drive this point home, because I keep seeing people pop up saying that they've done so much outreach, they've got so little results to show for it as well. So what I want to do is, if you see me looking over here, by the way, it's just because I've got some notes as well, like you guys already know. So hard work. Here's what's going to happen when you do hard work. Again, working hard is a given. Well, you're going to have to work hard in order to scale your agency to 10K, 20K, 30K, whatever it is that you guys are actually trying to scale to. So that's a given. But there's a time and place for hard work, and there's a time and place for smart work as well. Yes, I guess that in the start, you probably will have to do a lot of hard work. But here's what I've actually noticed between hard work and smart work when you know how to kind of leverage smart work properly. So when it comes to hard work, I've noticed that people try to do lead sourcing, prospecting, first line writing all themselves. You see, as the saying goes, you cannot get rich doing $10 or $5 an hour jobs. Like, you need to be able to outsource this, guys. Now, the reason why I say that is because hard work, what's going to happen is you're going to quickly just burn out. You're going to be left feeling very disheartened doing all this outreach yourself and not getting much results to show for it. Not only that, but you can't actually hit big enough numbers by yourself. Here's what I've actually found when it comes to working smart. When you work smart and put virtual assistants in place, you can actually reach out to more people. In turn, that's going to allow you to gather more data points. So the more data points you actually get, the better you're going to be at outreach, which is why I can change up my outreach and become much better and change it and split test different scripts much more frequently than you, because I can do that at higher frequency and much faster pace than you. I'm actually going to be able to pull out scripts that are going to work better than you. And here's what I mean by that. Let's say it takes you 200 email sends, for example, to actually get a valid sample size of data. This is exactly like science, guys. What you want to do is you want to change out the certain variables and keep certain constants. So the constant would be the script that we're using. The variables might be a certain call to action. But if we're just trying to test two different call to actions and we need 200 sample posts, or should I say 200 sample sets of data from each different call to action. So one call to action might be to a Loom video. One call to action might be to just straight jumping on a call with somebody via Zoom or something like that. So here's what's going to happen. If you're sending 10 emails per day, that's actually going to take you 20 days in order to actually get your sample size for just one test one CTA. So you're testing two different CTAs against each other. You're gonna have to send 200 emails here, which is gonna take you 20 days to do if you're doing 10 a day. Then you're gonna have to do, it's gonna take you another 20 days to actually just split test these two things together. Whereas if you're sending 50 emails a day, as you can see, that's only gonna take you 4 days to split test your first lot, of which is your, your first call to action versus your second call to action. So all in all, that test is gonna go from taking you 40 days to literally 8 days. 4 days of 50. If 4 lots of 50 is 200, another 4 lots of 50 emails sent is 200. So as you can see, it allows you to actually get more sample data in and more data in overall, which then in turn will allow you to get much better at emails much faster. And what I mean by this is you guys are trying to do all this cold email stuff yourself, right? Which I completely understand if you don't have any funds. But this is where the hybrid system comes into play, which I teach inside instrumentation. Again, I keep mentioning this because it is literally the key to SMMA. A lot of people are like, oh my God, Monte, you keep mentioning the same thing over and over again. Yes, because we've figured out the key now. The key to doing SMMA is just to set lots of meetings with people. But in order to set lots of meetings with people, you have to actually obviously do lots of outreach. So the more outreach you can do on a day-to-day basis, the more chance you're going to get in order to get on more calls with people. So that being said, this is why I keep mentioning this over and over and over again, because it's literally the pinnacle, it's the cornerstone of SMA. When I figured this out, like I said, I went from 3.1k British pounds all the way up to just under 12,000 USD. It was actually 11,800 USD per month after struggling for 3 years, and I did that in 24 days, which is absolutely insane. So let's talk about more about this hard work stuff that you guys are doing. You're getting disheartened. You see, most people, right, like just in society alone, most people are being kind of like mentally trained and mentally reinforced that when you put in hard work, you get paid for that. And because you're sending your 50 emails or 20 emails or 15 emails or however many emails you're sending per day manually, because you're doing that manually yourself and you're not getting rewarded for it, it's going to make you feel kind of like disheartened. And what I mean by that is when you send your 10 emails a day, who's paying you to do that? Nobody's paying you to do that. It's you yourself just doing your emails by yourself. There is nobody looking over you and actually paying you to actually do that specific job right there. When you send 10 emails a day, who paid you at the end of the day for that particular job? Nobody's actually paying you, obviously, unless you land a meeting and land a client from that. But you get the point I'm trying to make. On a day-to-day basis, you're not getting paid for that one specific outcome, which is, or that input should I say, which is do 10 emails a day and I'll pay you this much. You don't get paid like that. So what that's basically causing, guys, and it's, I guess this is only natural, it's causing people to become disheartened. And the reason for that is because we're as humans kind of trained, or kind of, we just believe in kind of like doing work in order to get paid. It's just ingrained in us at this particular point. So you're getting disheartened. Now, trying to compete with other agencies, I found doing 10 emails a day is impossible. There are agencies out there sending 75, 100, 500 emails, 1,000 emails plus per day. Either that or they're running ads. So a lot of people actually think that their agencies are quote unquote broken and it's not working for them. But realistically, you're just not cranking out enough numbers, guys. You can't compete against an agency or one of these gurus you keep watching on YouTube, for example, if you're only sending out 10 emails per day to 10 different brands. These dudes are hitting way higher numbers than that. In fact, some of them actually have other agencies that they've actually hired for their agency just to do this one job for them, which is appointment setters. They actually go out there and find appointment setters, or go and hire like a third party agency that is like an appointment setting agency that's basically like, just imagine an agency, right, that has multiple people working at the agency that are all appointment setters. And then the CEO goes and offers those appointment setters to other agencies, and you've got access to like 10 different appointment setters at that point, each sending you 10, 20 emails a day. So as you can see, these are what these gurus are actually doing when it comes to cold emails and stuff like that. And they're not really telling us about it. Or they're just running Facebook ads and just kind of skipping the whole cold outreach kind of ordeal already. So as you can see, you trying to compete against these agencies that are sending like 200 emails a day and you're sending 10 emails a day. No wonder why you're not setting enough calls and closing enough clients. And the funny thing is, because you're disheartened and you're not thinking clearly, you think that that's your own fault and that something's wrong with your own agency, when realistically it's not. It's just that you're not hitting enough numbers. Now, like I said, you can't get rich doing $10 an hour jobs. So what is the solution? The solution to this is working smart, like I keep mentioning to you guys over and over and over again. Now, what I mean by working smart is actually hiring virtual assistants in order to do your outreach for you. Now, this is actually easier than it sounds. I find my virtual assistants on Upwork. These are what you call my first line writers. All they do is they go out there. Well, technically I've already got a list of leads, like 2.1 million leads, which by the way, I'll be uploading inside of Agent Fragmentation very, very soon. So lead sourcing, if you want to jump into Agent Fragmentation, is done for you. Again, $397 USD to get into the program, plus 50 hours of coaching calls in terms of live recorded coaching calls that I've had with previous students. Plus you're actually going to get over 2.1 million ecom leads that you can actually go out there and use. I'm pretty sure those leads are not going to be rinsed or used for a very, 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 very long time. So they're going to be fresh leads. But anyway, guys, in terms of my business, my virtual assistants do this. They actually go through my lead sheets. They qualify the businesses using the reverse prospecting system, and then they actually write the personalized first lines and double verify the emails and find the actual owner, of course. And then what they do is they write the personalized first lines. I check the work that they've done, and I actually send those out on Lemlist automagically, should I say. I have 2 first line writers right now. I probably can easily up that to 4 first line writers and actually send out 100 emails per day, relatively unscathed. I wouldn't even probably need to buy a secondary, burner domain for that. I probably could just run that through one burner domain, although I'll probably be pushing the upper limit. I know that some people can say that you can send 500 emails per day on a G Suite domain, but I don't like to push it like that. Anyway, guys, this is going to allow you to hit now. I guess let me break down the actual benefits of this, because I don't think people are actually understanding what I'm saying. Hopefully I'm not going here sat here going crazy, because this is hopefully makes sense to you. Now, when you work smart and actually work this way, where you're outsourcing your actual outreach, and you've actually got a virtual assistant that knows what they're doing and speaks fluent English and can write actual very, very personalized first lines that are absolutely high quality, here's what's going to happen. Number one, it's going to allow you to hit more numbers on a day-to-day basis. The more people you can reach out to, the more conversations you're going to have. The more conversations you're going to have, the more calls you're going to get on. The more calls you're going to get on, the higher your chances are of closing more clients. The more chances that you have of closing more clients, the more money you're going to make. As you can see, it directly has a positive knock-on effect, starting from how much outreach you can actually do. This is why I keep screaming and ranting about it. Not only that, but it's going to free up your time so that you can actually step back from your business and actually genuinely sit there and think about what you need to do in order to create irresistible offers, create better offers, come up with better scripts, what you need to split test next. It just overall gives you more breathing room, because you're not in the trenches writing these emails yourself, and you've got so much more free time so you can actually genuinely think. Not only that, and this is the big one that I was on a call the other day with somebody who jumped into Agent Fragmentation, and he said to me that the hybrid system is going to allow him to detach his emotions from his outreach. And this is something that I didn't really think of. Well, I kind of thought of it already, kind of like saying the whole stepping back thing from your outreach and not being so in it, if you will. You kind of like working on your business instead of in your business, as the saying goes. But this is a really, really good point. He said that he can actually, with using a system like the hybrid system, it's going to allow him to detach himself emotionally from his outreach, because he's not physically doing it himself, which basically he can just sit there and look at the metrics, look at the numbers, the open rates, the reply rates, the response rates, you get the point, the meeting booking rates, all without having emotions cloud his judgment. So he's going to have a clearer cut kind of like mindset on where he needs to go, what fat he needs to trim, kind of like what he needs to scale next or split test next. So it's going to allow him to detach himself emotionally. And again, that's going to eliminate him from getting disheartened as well when you get these, negative responses, because it's not you genuinely writing the emails anyway. It's not like you genuinely care. It's almost like a cheat code, to be honest with you. So I guess the third point, or kind of like, I think that was the third or the fourth point, but the next point I want to make is that it's not only is it sustainable, as in like it's more consistent, but it's also financially sustainable. And here's what I mean by that. Think of this, the hybrid system. What we're doing is we're getting smaller ticket clients from Upwork, and then we're taking the cash flow from these smaller ticket clients and we're investing into hiring first line writers. So we're basically getting clients from Upwork to pay for our outreach system to help us get more clients. We're getting clients to pay for us to get more clients. It's literally a self-sustaining system. And here's what I mean by that. Instead of you taking $500 out of your pocket to hire 2 first line writers, that's out of your pocket. Why not instead go and find 2 clients on Upwork, for example, that are gonna pay you $500 net profit each. Now you're making $1,000. Out of that $1,000, you can take $500 out of that and actually implement this system pretty much for completely free, because you've got a client that's literally paying you $1,000, and out of that $1,000, you're taking the $500 and you're actually hiring 2 virtual assistants. So you've literally just got a client to pay for you to get an outreach system that's going to basically automate itself and kind of like pay for itself basically. So that's what I'm talking about when I say it's financially sustainable. Not only that, but think about it, guys. When you're actually paying somebody to do a certain job, they're always going to be more consistent than you. And here's what I mean by that. Like I said earlier, when you do your 10 emails per day, right, or your 20 emails per day, or however many emails you're doing today, doing per day, or how much cold outreach you're doing today, it doesn't actually matter what outreach form it is. This applies to all outreach in any different niche. It doesn't actually matter. As long as you have a business model that where you need to reach out to somebody, whether it be LinkedIn, Instagram, cold email, cold calls, it doesn't actually matter what sort of outreach you're doing. As long as you need to reach out to somebody in order to set up a call, this system will work for you, because all we're doing is getting appointment setters, but we're actually getting a financial kind of like cash flow resource first in place, taking that money and making that money work for us, if you will. So long story short, like I was saying a second ago, when you are actually doing your emails, nobody's paying for you. No one's paying you at the end of the day to actually do that job. So you're getting disheartened. Not only that, but you're inconsistent with it as well, because you're obviously getting disheartened, and this is why you're inconsistent, because you're disheartened. It's a long, tedious job to do, and you don't want to wake up every single day and do that tedious job. So you're obviously going to be inconsistent with it. It's like going to do a marathon every single day. You can't run a marathon every day. Waking up like dreading that task. If you wake up dreading your outreach task, then you know you're running a marathon every single day, is what I'm trying to say. Obviously, it's supposed to be, decent hard work and whatnot, but you get the point I'm trying to make, guys. If it's something that you really are dreading, you're going to be inconsistent with it. But when you're paying somebody to do this for you, they're going to be way more consistent than you, because they're financially being incentivized to continue to do the job. They're actually being financially rewarded to do that job, so therefore they're going to be more consistent than you. And as you can tell by the moral of this entire video, the more consistent you can do outreach, the more consistent you're actually going to fill your pipeline, and the more consistent you're going to set meetings, the more consistent you're going to close clients, and the faster and smoother you're going to get to 10K, 20K, 30K, 40K, or whatever mark you're actually trying to get into. And now, obviously, the last and final point is that it obviously automates the hell out of your agency. You can actually sit there. Obviously, this is kind of like a bonus that everybody knows about, if you will, that I didn't really want to mention. But I guess, yes, it does automate your agency in terms of me. These days, I literally just wake up, see what's on my calendar. If it's a good fit, I take the call. If it's not a good fit, I don't take the call. It's literally like a cheat code. It's almost like I'm paying for meetings. So much more easier, so much more time frame, so much more simple, so much more relaxing. I don't have to wake up and run around doing all this outreach for by myself. But guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you can see where I'm coming from with the hard work versus smart work. And I see it as a game of chess, not checkers. So yes, these are small ticket clients that you're probably not going to be too cared about, if you will. Like me personally, I don't wake up thinking, yay, time to manage some more social media management, social media accounts. I don't really think that. I'm more thinking about using this cash flow here to actually invest in a system that actually genuinely works, which is outreach and reaching out, because cold outreach does still work. It's just that it takes so long, so time consuming, that I'd rather put someone in place, or 2 people or 3 people or even 4 people in place, or a team in place to actually do it for me in order to set me meetings, because I know that that's the most important thing I can do in my business. And when somebody's doing it more consistent than me, more frequent than me, then I know that I'm going to have a growing business every single time. And if you can't set meetings consistently, guys, you don't have a business. If you're relying on referrals or word of mouth marketing, that is not a consistent business. That is not a system you can turn on, get meetings in, and close a client. You can't turn that on. You know what I'm trying to say? So hopefully, guys, you can see what I'm trying to say. With that being said, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've enjoyed the new lighting setup. Go out there and start working smart now that we're approaching the end of the year and moving into 2022. So I want you to go out there, build up the systems, and if you guys are interested in age experimentation, it is $397 until the 1st of December. I was gonna say the 1st of the 12th, so 1st of December, same thing, 2021. So that's when the sale will be ending. I will not be doing this again. $397 is way too cheap for the results that we've been actually generating. So that being said, get in while you can, save yourself $100, put that towards connects or whatever it is you want to do, and scale up your agency that way. Set up your outreach system and your virtual assistants. But anyway, guys, hope you're doing well, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Take it easy. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.